Many companies are currently facing some major challenges. Let's take two very acute issues affecting milling companies. We were able to identify these issues, which probably also coincide with your own observations. Many companies have the major problem of a shortage of skilled workers. As a result, they have to resort more and more often to less qualified employees. This means that many machinists with different levels of knowledge are being brought into the fold. And as a result, the work on the machine must be simple and not highly complex. In addition, the trend towards automation can be felt in the industry. A prerequisite for this is absolute process reliability. That is, it must be ensured to an even greater extent that the machines run consistently and do not produce any scrap. Another prerequisite related to this is the fast and accurate possibility of setting up the workpieces and clamping devices. My name is Martin Dietz, and I'm a product manager for TNC Controls at HEIDENHAIN. My aim today is to show you how you can use the new TNC7 from HEIDENHAIN to achieve the best possible solutions for your daily tasks in production and thus also for your customers. After all, that's certainly what you want, and that's what this video is all about. So let's take a closer look at the first point, the shortage of skilled workers. Customers have often given us the feedback that the operation of NC controls must be simple. After all, almost everyone is used to handling a smartphone by now. But we also received specific requirements, such as a simple possibility for opening and editing Word or Excel files, as well as opening PDF files directly on the control. We listened and took this feedback to heart and incorporated it into our new control, the TNC7. We have combined the best parts of these different requirements. With the introduction of the TNC7, we revolutionized the TNC user interface. It is now reminiscent of a tablet and can be operated with touch gestures. Operators can therefore swipe, tap, and zoom. We have merged operating modes and significantly simplified the user interface in many areas. On the other hand, customers have mentioned that the operating concept with keys, meaning without using touch gestures, must be retained for experienced users. There are operators who still want to press HEIDENHAIN keys for rapid operation. We also cater to them with the TNC7. Someone who has been standing at a familiar HEIDENHAIN control for 8 hours a day for 25 years will also find his way around the TNC7 very quickly. The keyboard still has all the familiar keys. And the TNC7 is uncompromisingly downward compatible with its predecessor control, the TNC640. Existing NC programs can be adopted and run without any time-consuming modifications. To take up the subject of the shortage of skilled workers once again, new employees should quickly find their way around and be able to operate the machine tool. Our experience shows that the intuitive operating concept of the TNC7 also quickly picks up lateral entrants and users with less experience. If the users are satisfied with the control and their work is engaging, then skilled workers can be retained, and new operators can be quickly trained and become enthusiastic about working with the machine tool. But even if we do everything we can to ensure that working on the machine tool remains efficient as usual on the one hand and has an innovative operating concept on the other hand, the trend towards automation continues. Faster to the first part is the motto. No one wants to lose a lot of time during setup anymore, do they? After all, everything has to be digital, error-free, and fast. The new functions of the TNC7 for fast setup meet exactly this demand. Clamping devices and workpieces can be calibrated quickly, in a user-friendly manner, and reliably with virtual support. It has never been this easy to set a preset. Regardless of whether it's a clamping tower with 4 workpieces or several parts next to each other for milling, with the TNC7, there's no need to relearn the process. The TNC7 interactively shows the next step. I'm sure you've wished at times that setup was faster and safer. The TNC7 has the solutions for this. It guides you interactively through the entire setup process, making it error-free and saving you valuable time. I would like now to use an example to show you why process reliability is essential in your daily work on the machine tool. If an NC program successfully runs several times in succession, perhaps even in a robot cell or a large pallet changer machine, then it becomes apparent what a good process is. Here I can think of a suitable example from road traffic. Several cars are driving behind each other in a convoy. The first car brakes very abruptly. What happens in the worst case? Exactly, a large pileup. The subsequent cars crash into each other, resulting in multiple fender benders and high repair costs. This costs time and money and strains your nerves. And what is such a rear-end collision in automated machining processes? One example is tool breakage. A small drill bit breaks and gets stuck in the workpiece. So what happens to the thread cutter that comes next? Correct. It too has little chance of survival. All subsequent workpieces then require extensive reworking. This now again costs time and money and strains your nerves, a very vicious circle. And unfortunately, this is actually not a rare occurrence, but a very common problem when manufacturing is automated. Wouldn't you rather have a solution that reliably avoids these types of problems for you? HEIDENHAIN has developed integrated process monitoring for exactly this purpose. The TNC7 notices when process parameters, such as spindle load, change drastically and can initiate a reaction, perhaps switch to a replacement tool, or stop the program and reject the affected part, or display a message on the screen, or even send a text message or email to the machine operator through one of the interfaces. With the TNC7, all of this is very, very easy to implement. What's more, the process monitoring system from HEIDENHAIN does not require any additional sensors. Not a single additional cable needs to be laid. The TNC7 is able to collect information and record the process, investigate it, and initiate countermeasures without needing any additional hardware. The pileup is reliably avoided, time and money are saved, and it is much less nerve-wracking. You have a reliable monitoring solution for your machine. So, let me briefly summarize for you what I've said. Milling companies are desperately recruiting employees due to the shortage of skilled workers. The move to automation brings many new challenges with it. Maximum process reliability is absolutely essential. We have listened. We have thought about it. We've had many discussions. We've written specifications, evaluated analyses and surveys, and we have addressed all these requirements. With the TNC7, we have managed the balancing act between the proven and the innovative, between familiar structures and new functions, between an operating concept that appeals to everyone who knows HEIDENHAIN, and between process reliability and innovation. With the TNC7 on your machine, you are perfectly equipped for all future manufacturing tasks. You will see that it is fun to work with the TNC7 and its new innovative functions. In the following videos, we show you all the TNC7 functions mentioned in more detail so that you can get a perfect overview of the new generation of HEIDENHAIN controls. Have fun getting to know the TNC7.